A House of Hearts. My name was Emma. I was 23 years old and needed a good job. I had been searching for work for many months. One morning, I saw an advertisement in the newspaper. It said that a wealthy man was looking for a live-in maid to take care of his house and his two young children. I needed the money badly, so I decided to go to his house. When I arrived, I could not believe my eyes. The house was enormous. It had tall white walls, a big garden, and windows that shone in the sunlight. I rang the doorbell, feeling nervous. The door opened slowly. A tall man stood there. His hair was dark, and his eyes looked tired and sad. His expression was serious, almost heavy. He did not smile. "You are here for the maid position?" he asked. "Yes, sir," I said politely. "My name is Emma." "I am Henry," he said. "Come inside." Henry walked me through the house. It was stunning, with expensive furniture and sparkling floors, but it felt cold and empty. There were many pictures of a beautiful woman on the walls. She never smiled in the photos. She looked like a queen, but a sad one. Then I met the children. They were twins, a boy and a girl, 8 years old. Their names were Ethan and Lily. They were quiet and shy. When Henry introduced me as their new maid, they only looked at me silently. Henry explained softly, "Their mother passed away a year ago. It has been very hard for them." I understood immediately. This job was not just about cleaning and cooking. I was also there to bring some light into their lives. I needed the money for myself, so I accepted the position. My new life began. I lived in a small room at the corner of the house. I cleaned the floors, washed the dishes, prepared meals, and took care of Ethan and Lily. At first, the children barely spoke. They stayed in their room most of the time. Sometimes I saw them staring at their mother's pictures on the wall. They missed her very much. Henry was very busy. He worked long hours at his office and often ate alone. He did not smile much, and he rarely talked. The house was silent most of the time, except for the sounds of cleaning or cooking. But slowly, I began to see small changes. One evening, Ethan and Lily were drawing pictures together. I watched them from the doorway. They were laughing softly. Their laughter sounded strange and magical in the quiet house. Henry was standing behind me. He did not say anything at first. Then he whispered, "They have not laughed like that in a long time." My heart beat faster. This was the first time Henry had spoken to me about something personal. I felt a small connection with him forming. A few weeks later, a woman came to the house. She was tall, elegant, and older than Henry's late wife, Amelia. "I am Clara," she said. "I am Amelia's sister." Clara did not like me. She watched everything I did. She said the children needed rules and discipline, not games and laughter. She told Henry that I was too friendly with Ethan and Lily, and that I would spoil them. Later that day, Clara found me alone in the kitchen. I was washing dishes. "You think you can come into this house and take my sister's place?" she said angrily. "No," I replied quickly. "I'm just the maid. I only want to help the children." Clara laughed softly. "Let me tell you a secret, little maid. This family was never happy. Henry was never satisfied. He is cold. He only cared about work and money. Amelia was lonely, trapped in this house, and she died alone. Do not think you can make him happy. He cannot love. He is not capable of it." I was shocked. I could not speak. The man I worked for, the sad Henry, now seemed like a mystery. Was he sad because of his wife's death, or was he a man who could never be happy? I wondered if I had made a mistake taking this job. Clara visited often and made me feel unwelcome. I tried to ignore her, but her words hurt deeply. She wanted me to leave, and I began to fear that she might succeed. One afternoon, Clara came to the living room when Henry, Ethan, Lily, and I were together. She looked at me and said sharply, "The children need a real mother, Henry, not just a girl who plays games." I felt small. My heart sank. I wanted to disappear. Henry spoke then, his voice calm but firm. "Emma is very good to my children, Clara. She makes them happy. That is enough." I looked at him, surprised. He was not just my boss anymore. He was someone who cared. My heart beat faster. Something between us was changing. Clara left the room in anger. Henry and I stayed behind. He smiled at me. "You are a miracle, Emma," he said softly. I looked at him. Suddenly, he leaned forward and kissed me. It was soft and careful. My lips met his, and I felt warmth spread through me. We pulled back and looked into each other's eyes. Something had changed. The next morning, Clara came without warning. She asked loudly, "Where is Henry?" Just then, Henry appeared. He smiled at me. Clara's face changed. "What is happening here? What have you done to him?" "Clara, please," Henry said gently, trying to calm her. But she ignored him. "Little maid, you think you can steal my sister's husband? You are a gold digger. You are using a grieving man who is still mourning. This is wrong." My heart broke. Clara was right. This was Amelia's home. I didn't belong here. "I'm sorry, Henry. I should leave," I whispered. I ran upstairs to my room, tears streaming down my face. Then the door opened. It was Henry. He looked worried. "Don't listen to her, Emma," he said. "She's right," I said, shaking. "I'm just the maid. I don't belong here." "No," Henry said firmly. "The only thing wrong was my life before you came. Please sit down." We sat together on the bed. He held my hands. He said softly, "Clara was right about one thing. My marriage wasn't happy. Amelia and I were lonely when she died. I was sad for the family I never had. My world stopped moving. But then you came. You brought color into my life. You made me feel alive again." "The kiss we shared was not a mistake," he said. "My only mistake was not telling you how I felt. Emma, I'm falling in love with you. Please don't leave. Let's build a real family together." Months passed. Slowly, the house changed. It was no longer empty and sad. The children laughed and played openly. Clara stopped visiting. My small room became a guest room.
I shared the master bedroom with Henry. He was no longer the quiet, sad man I first met. His eyes were full of love. He held my hand often and asked gently, "Are you happy, Emma?" I looked around the home we had built together, the children smiling, the house full of warmth, and the man I loved by my side. "Yes," I said softly, tears of happiness in my eyes. "More than I ever dreamed, more than I ever hoped. I came here 6 months ago as a maid, just looking for a job. Now, I was part of a real family. I was going to be Henry's wife soon." Love can grow in the most unexpected places. Patience, kindness, and courage can heal even the saddest hearts. I found my true home in a house that once felt empty, but now it is full of laughter, love, and life.